that chapter if you can't handle the suspense. As such, you should be able to make progress, set the book aside, and return later to make more progress and optimize further. Who are you? That's a question directed at me, the author. It's a question a mythical reader asks, not a question the book asks of you. I'm a productivity super freak and have been as far back as I can remember. Don't worry, this isn't about hustle culture. I won't spend the following chapters hyping you up and telling you to go all out, or that you're wasting time sitting on the couch when you could be out there getting more stuff done. None of that rest when you're dead shit. Productivity isn't about the quantity of things completed. It's balancing efficiency, effectiveness, scope, and speed. It's about the value generated in terms of impact and duration. As I write this, I've spent over a decade working with businesses as a consultant and individuals as a productivity coach. If you don't know what those are, no worries. The short explanation is helping folks make peace with time and space while enjoying the journey. A few years ago, I released a book called Triumph Over Time. In that book, I took over 30 years of literature on getting shit done, published for businesses and individuals, and distilled it into a single book. In that book, I avoided telling the reader specific ways to implement the ideas. However, not giving tactics to pursue can leave some folks floundering, and for good reason. You don't want or need to become a task management superhuman. Most people don't want to become that. If they did, there would be no reason for books like these, project managers, or productivity coaches. As I considered a second edition of Triumph Over Time, I was struck with the notion for this book. Short, to the point, and pragmatic, focused on building a complete system from scratch. As I worked on the first edition of Triumph Over Time, I was a Scrum Master for roughly 5 years working on federal government programs and with a Fortune 500 company. Before then, I was a web developer, creating a page for the federal government that's still up and running over a decade later with no apparent updates needed. I built other things in that time, but that's the one that's still available as is. Between 2011 and building that single page, I worked as a contractor for the federal government, solving workflow issues, creating training materials, and editing documents. I was brought in as a technical editor. However, I quickly improved my productivity in that role to the point I started looking for more things to do. 2010, I was homeless, living in my car, not by choice. That's the difference between being homeless and van life or long-term urban camping. I was homeless in part because I made myself obsolete to my clients. During this time, I was hired as an enumerator for the 2010 United States Census. In less than 3 months, I was promoted to crew lead assistant and later crew lead. I worked with the crew to maximize the interview flow. We completed our assignment over a month ahead of schedule and started working in other districts not initially assigned to us. We did it again when most of us were brought on for the next operation. From 2007 to 2010, I worked as a full-time freelance business consultant. My mission was simple: become obsolete to my clients. I accomplished that mission. From around 2001 to 2007, I worked full-time in the call center of a financial institution while attending college full-time as a studio arts major. While in the call center, I exceeded the established quotas by 50%. The universities and colleges I attended were set on quarters, not semesters.